Miss Chi.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. Are you nervous?
A little.
Bit? Why are you
Are
nervous?
we starting?
Huh?
Are we starting?
Maybe we're starting. Maybe not. I don't know yet.
Because I'm used to like a.
No, I mean, this is
there's
not
no
how we
countdown
roll.
or
No,
anything.
I'm very unorthodox when it comes to this shit. So I'm just saying. Yeah,
All
no,
right.
cut or
Yeah, right.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? No, this is not as professional as you usually deal with, right? You know what I'm saying? Welcome everybody to another edition of One on One with Marvel Bishop. My name is Marvel Bishop, and today I have. Well, before I even get into that, because I gotta warm up to it. Shout out to the YouTube viewership. Shout out to the SoundCloud, the Spotify, the iTunes viewership. Appreciate you guys always for tuning in. And today I have a very, very special guest. A long time fucking coming.
I know.
Very long. Like
So
too long.
More than 2 years.
More than 2 years?
3 almost.
Yeah?
For sure.
For sure. Yeah, we know each other for that long?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Uh-huh. Probably we met in 2016, I think.
What? 4 years ago?
Uh-huh.
Oh my God. I'm getting fucking
Wait,
old.
is this the camera?
Huh? Don't be worrying about my camera, girl. What are you talking about? Listen, we're having a conversation right here, okay? So there's nothing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So just remember to, you know what I mean? Talk to here. There we go. Yes.
Can you hear me?
So yes,
Okay.
we can hear you.
All
But
right,
listen,
cool.
we have a conversation right here.
Okay.
These cameras right here are just...
They don't exist.
They do not exist.
Okay, you gotta let me know. You gotta let me know these things because I see camera and I'm like...
But I know that, but that's the reason why I didn't tell you because, like, you know what I'm saying? It's all about spontaneity.
Smart guy.
Miss Chi Kennedy Lee.
Yes. The old Kennedy Lee.
The old so we don't call you Kennedy Lee no more? Really?
I need to put this out on the table.
Go ahead.
Now.
Go ahead.
Kennedy Lee is gone. She had a great run.
What happened?
Kennedy Lee was like my alter ego.
Okay.
You know, like I started dancing and I started this persona and it was just like a filter. Like, you know how Beyonce has Sasha Fierce. Diddy has Puff Daddy. And P. Diddy, you know.
Brother Love.
Snoop Lion. You know what I'm saying? It was just it was a space for me to get to where I needed to go. And now that I'm okay with me, who I am now, I don't need Kennedy Lee anymore. She was great. I loved her. She's
we're definitely get into that and how that transpired.
Yeah.
But okay, so let me not fuck up your name even more than I already did.
It's okay.
Miss Chi.
Yes.
How are you? How are you feeling?
I'm so good.
You're so good.
Yeah. Thank you so
amazing.
much for having me.
Listen, thank you for coming. Honestly.
I'm excited.
You know, I was actually thinking today, you know, because usually the type of interviews I have is more of a conversation other than Q&A. And where do we begin?
I'm following your lead.
Okay, no, because I mean, okay, let's get to, or let's start on how did we meet?
How we met.
Yeah, how we met.
Yeah. We met working with this company.
That will not be mentioned.
We were not going to name it.
We're not going to give them any type of fucking marketing. None. At all.
But we met working for this company in Miami. You were the photographer for their events, and I was one of the hostess. And we were booked quite regularly, during that time.
We worked with each other actually, a few times?
A few times,
probably 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Before
the
they
events
both
were
gave
cool.
us the boot.
Well, I left, but yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you know what? All right, cool. Fuck my feelings.
They gave you the boot.
You know what I'm saying? They even gave me the boot. Honestly, I found out that they gave me the boot. But anyway.
Yeah. And then we just kind of connected. You know, we did a shoot.
Yes, we did. We did a shoot with another company that would not be named.
With another company, exactly.
You see what's going on here, guys? You see that?
So we've always been working together with a third party, but. Never directly.
And I felt like during that time, we've had some in-depth, really groundbreaking conversations, honestly. I remember that one time that we had...
Wow, we used to talk a lot.
Yeah, we talked about some crazy shit, girl. For real. Some great... You don't remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
Okay, so listen, I don't think... Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but we've had this one conversation... 2 conversations, actually. It was one in Mr. Chow. You were wearing a white dress. I remember that. And another conversation where we were at Pizza Rustica. Do you remember that? See, my memory is kind of crazy. I remember
Pizza Rustica on the beach?
Yes. I believe so. But you remember the Mr. Chow one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, after work?
Yes, after work, because I think we had an event at the W, I believe, and you gave me some pretty in-depth conversation. Listen, one of the things that I've definitely gotten from you till now is to just literally, as simple as possible, live your life.
Yay!
No, like live your life.
Man.
Do not worry about work. Don't worry about money, because the one thing I really, really appreciated about you is that I appreciate you too. The one thing I definitely appreciate you on top of that is you were a woman that didn't care, as a friend, did not care about like what I was doing work-wise, because the conversations I always have with people, men and women basically, is always of, oh, how's work? Oh, how's this? How's your business? This and that. Like, as a friend, like, you really cared about like me as a human being.
So funny you say that. I just had a conversation about like, I don't have really good networking skills because I'm always like, how are you? Instead of like, what do you do for work? What do you, like, I'm always like, I want to know like what's going on. Talk to me. Like, what's, like, who are you? That's kind of like my thing.
Yeah, and that is one of the things I definitely admire about you.
Thank you.
So now the tables have turned.
Yeah.
So now this is about you. Oh boy, oh shit. So I know that a lot has transpired from the time that we left, you left that company up until now.
Right.
So with that being said, I've known you as Kennedy Lee, but how did you transition from Kennedy Lee to who you are right now? Does that also go into the process of what you've had within the last 4 years?
Absolutely.
So please go ahead.
For sure. I mean, I started off dancing. I didn't know what. Can I curse?
I've dropped like 3 F-bombs just now. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, yo, like, you're good. All right, just leave me hanging. Okay, cool. Like, it's fine.
All right, so I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
There
like,
you go.
I graduated college and I was like, I'm just going to go to LA, moved out there, and I was just thrown to the wolves. So I had to really figure, like, fight or flight. So I came up with Kennedy Lee because I really didn't like my real name. And I was like, Kennedy Lee is catchy. It's a phrase. People are going to remember it. So I just basically for marketing, branding. And then I was just, as an artist, you got to put your foot out there. You can't be afraid. You can't be scared. So I just went with it. And a lot of times I didn't know what I was doing and I made a lot of mistakes, but I did live out so much of my dreams, traveling, performing, dancing with people from all over the world, for singers, music videos, this and that. But I would say about this past year, 2019, I went to Bangkok for 6 months working, dancing. And then when I got back in April, a lot changed. My health went down and I had to put my career on hold. And I really had to like dig deep to heal and to figure out what kind of monsters was causing like all of this sickness. And that's what I did. And that's when honestly, in Bangkok, I started transitioning to becoming more of myself and who I am and just being okay with chi. Like, I don't have to go by an alias anymore. I don't have to be somebody else that I'm not. I can just be myself, and that's okay.
So I have a question. So the alias that you had was just pretty much, Kennedy Lee, right?
Yeah.
Was that not only hiding you, but also the things that you were going through?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
It was like a face, like, and I also like some people met me as Kennedy.
I believe I met you as Kennedy.
I would introduce myself as Kennedy. So that's how much I was just like disassociating with myself and my emotions and who I was and what I was really going through, because I just was like, I'm Kennedy. I don't even know what she's doing right now, but this is me. Nice to meet you. So yeah, I definitely disassociated a lot with who I really was. Because I really wanted to make a name for myself and make my brand and make my career. And I just thought that was the right way, but it wasn't.
Do a lot of artists, especially creative dancers, do they have that type of like identity crisis?
I think it's quite normal.
Okay.
I mean, not as far as like obviously a lot of artists have changed their names, but maybe not all of them go through a name change, but they definitely go through different phases in their music or their artistry, or, you know, the type of choreo that they're doing or the numbers that they're doing, or, you know what I'm saying? You can see someone's, whatever they're dealing with by the art that they put out. So I definitely do feel like a lot of artists go through a crisis identity.
Okay. So talk to me about Bangkok, the experience. Because
Bangkok was fun.
Did you feel like you went there to find yourself?
Absolutely. Wow, this is good. Yeah. I definitely went to Bangkok to find myself. It was much of a I felt like I had just come to an end here in Miami with a lot of things. And so it was just like, okay, a lot of things aren't working out here for me. I need to regroup, and I'm no stranger to traveling and working abroad. So when this opportunity came up, I was like, let's do it. Let's regroup. Let's figure it out. I always find myself when I go abroad, like always.
Yeah, it's one of the things you told me too. Like, you know, like that's one of the things that's just great about just traveling.
Yeah, you really dig deep. It's nothing like being in a culture, like immersed in a culture. No one speaks your language. No one knows who you are. Like, you really have to have a good foundation and a good groundedness to be able to maneuver in a city, and everything's foreign. You're a foreigner, and for an American, that's hard to be a foreigner. So for me, it's a challenge to just be like, who am I? You know, like, I'm really big on the who. You don't realize, like, I'm really big on the who.
Were you successful in that? Did you find out who you were?
Yeah.
Okay.
In Bangkok, like, I had a crew, I had a team that we danced and we did our work together, but I would go off all the time on my own. I would make my own networks. I would venture out and just meet so many cool people outside of work, outside of the industry, which I think is really cool about being abroad, because I feel like everyone's way more open.
Yeah. Okay.
To networking and meeting, and then here, and here is kind of like you're
pulling,
you're like pulling teeth, and you gotta almost like audition to be a part of the crew.
The crew, or just for me to be a freaking friend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got you.
And so when you're abroad, everyone's just like, hey, come join us. Like, we're all from different parts of the world. Let's get to know each other, and let's help and build and grow. So I love that aspect of traveling, and I love working abroad, don't get me wrong, but I really do go for the culture.
That's amazing. Like, and you really got kind of like really like inspired me like to travel too. So this year, 2020, I will travel. You know,
where are you going?
Oh man. So I am going to the UK. Well, Manchester.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check out one of my clients that plays for Manchester United.
Really?
You guys know who you are. I love you guys. And I'm going to go there. And actually, I'm going to go to Japan for the Olympics.
No way.
Yeah, for about a month.
Wow. A month?
1 month. 4 weeks.
What?
4 weeks, yeah. I'm literally.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
Well, you know, you got to keep some secrets. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is what the interview's for, right? You get to find things about you. You get to find things about me.
God.
Yeah. So definitely going to do that. And I think that's just one thing about me that is missing.
For sure. Which
is just finding a different piece of myself outside of the realm of what the U.S. is, you know? Me knowing you as a person, you're definitely a charismatic, friendly, you know, very enthusiastic woman. But I bet it was very lonely over there, was it?
Oh my gosh, it's so lonely.
So talk to me about...
It's the loneliest like moments that you will have.
Because I know you went through a certain phase. I don't know if I can say that now, whatever.
Yeah.
And you left that situation to go to Bangkok. And one of the things that, as people, not just women or just men, but just people, especially when you go to such a a trying time in a relationship or whatever is that, the process of finding yourself is through being lonely. So
Wow.
talk to me about the process.
loneliness.
Yes, the loneliness, the process of the loneliness and what you went through and your ups and downs when it came to it.
When I always say, so I've lived in Morocco, I've lived in Shanghai, and now Bangkok. So I know what to expect now, but it doesn't get any easier. The first 3 months are incredibly hard.
Okay.
Like when you're looking to visit somewhere for a few weeks, it's cool. But when you're looking at months of like just relocating your life, it's
and just revamping and rerouting your life, basically.
Yeah, it's a different scenario. So the first 3 months, you're really like, what do I, how do I count the money? Like what's the conversions? How do I not get ripped over every day? What can I eat? Where do I go? It's really, really lonely. And sometimes like when I first moved to Shanghai a few years ago, I just found myself sitting on the curb crying. So I couldn't talk to anyone. I couldn't, no one understood me.
You did not want to talk to anybody, or because
I couldn't
of the language?
communicate.
I got it.
And it was just like what did I do? What did I really just do? I'm out here by myself. I can't communicate to anyone. Like, it's so frustrating. It's hard to put into words. So this time around, I definitely learned, you need to be able to speak the common greeting words. Hey, how are you? How much is this? You need to be able to say how to get to your job, things like that. But the process of the loneliness, I embrace it. I got my flat, get a book, get some candles, get some incense, and just sit in it. Just really sit in it. And this is the only time that you can disconnect from the world. And for me, in my opinion, in America, there's no disconnection. You're always on the go here. We are pumped to hustle, 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 sleep when you die. You have to be productive all day. You cannot sleep here. It's looked down upon, especially in our generation.
True. Very true.
If you're sleeping, you're not working. Keep it moving. Let's go. Let's get it. Motivation. Everyone's just up. There's no downtime. And it's almost looked down upon if you rest or if you take some time to just disconnect. So that's what I did. I wasn't even on Instagram for a few months.
That's probably a huge key. That's probably a huge key to your process of your loneliness. Yeah.
So that's unheard of here. You're off of Instagram for 2 days here, and you're like, oh my God, what's going on in my life? I don't have a life. So it provided me the space to really sit in the loneliness and to be okay with that, because I didn't know anyone. No one knew me. I could go outside and be a totally different person or create an entire different life for myself.
That's
and then here you have to walk the same line every day, and you got to get up and do it and keep going. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I really do wish people would just slow down a little bit. Breathe. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Scientifically speaking, we actually don't legit breathe.
I don't think anyone in America breathes. You guys are pumped off coffee and tea.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And especially when the shit that you went through, right?
Yeah.
With the relationship and everything else too, for you going to Bangkok, it was just, I know it was a pleasure to actually practice the process of breathing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So did that help you? Did going to Bangkok help you out with your breakup?
With my breakup?
Yes.
It was easier. It's always easier to disconnect when you're not in it.
Yeah.
So definitely it helped with the breakup. But that was a process too, because I went to Bangkok, but we broke up, but we didn't really stop communication. And it was a long process for the actual breakup to happen.
Got it.
But that was the beginning. I was in a relationship for 3 years, a very serious relationship. So that was me going to Bangkok was that step the beginning of like, you know what, like
The beginning of the end of that.
this
got you.
might just not work out.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you.
It might just not work out.
And sometimes, not even sometimes, it's all the time, distance is basically what you need, from that person or from that thing or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Not just relationship, but just anything in general. Like recently I just had to, cut off somebody. Remember I was talking to you about Capital One? Yeah, I had to cut off somebody. And at first I didn't want to because, I thought that we can just be friends and it'll be all good. But I just realized that I cared about her so much that it was imperative for me to create that distance and for me to heal and for my own peace.
Yeah, of course. But you know what? If you hadn't have made that step, you wouldn't have listened to yourself and done what's best for you. In that moment, you would have been like, oh yeah, it's cool, we can still be friends. But no, you can't. If you're not okay with something, it's okay not to be okay with that. We do a lot of things
for the other except for ourselves.
Yeah. And it's hard sometimes to make those selfish decisions because once emotions
Is it really selfish though? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Listen, I don't think so either.
That's PC as fuck. Like you can't
some people would say it's selfish.
But like doing something for your own well-being, good. For your own self-peace care and for your own self-peace, that's selfish.
Do it. Whatever you gotta do.
Listen, that's actually selfish of the person who's actually judging you
for making
making that decision. That person is selfish. You get what I'm saying?
I feel you 100%. I feel you. And I feel like it's a level of maturity that you have to have when someone does decide to part ways with you, and maybe you're not ready to let go or you're feeling a different way. But if you love and care for someone, if they think that this is the best decision for them, you must let them do it.
I got you. Yeah, it's very powerful. So I got a question.
Yeah.
What was more difficult? Oh, you want to bust out a dance right now, girl? What's up? Let's go. I know you're itching, girl. Hey, you got 3 cameras right now. What's up, queen? What's up?
We can forget about all my questions, right? Don't get me started. Let's go. Let's go.
Funny, dog. You're so funny. What was more difficult? You going to Bangkok or you coming back?
Coming back.
Talk about it.
Oh, I didn't want to come back. Oh, no.
Well, listen, hear me out. So what I'm talking about is like, obviously you staying there, you got more comfortable, you got away, and then like you were able to build yourself. I'm talking about what was more difficult, the initial trip from going here to Bangkok or leaving.
Okay, so you get what I'm saying? Yeah, I get you. But the thing is, I'm set up a little different. So I love walking into the unknown. So when I got the call,
I love Virgos. I love Virgos so
much. I'm not gonna I don't have attachment issues. Like,
I know.
I'm like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, I feel you. Yep.
So when I got the call, I actually got the call 2 days before my flight. And they were like, because there was a season there, it's the same season as it is in Miami. So it was like 2 days or a week before Halloween. And so the job was just kind of like, we need you here in 2 days. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll figure something out. Figured it out. I canceled all my jobs here, my bookings, whatever. Talked to my partner. Obviously, he was against it, but that's not going to stop me. And I left in 2 days. And I was excited. I mean, it was sad to leave that situation, but that situation was so dead to me at that moment that I was like, I'm dying. And I don't want to live a life like this, for love or not. Like, love is great and it's powerful and I know it's wonderful, but I'm ready
People
to go.
People sacrifice so much for love.
And I feel like
their own lives for love.
Happiness. And I wasn't happy for a long time.
Yeah.
But just trying to make it work though, because we loved each other and everything was right and whatever. So I was excited to leave. I love going into shit that I don't know about. Throw me to the wolves, please. Because I can figure it out. But doing the same thing every day, waking up, arguing in the same nasty mood every day, I cannot.
I feel you.
I was dying.
Yeah.
I cannot. So
transition here.
Transitioning, coming back here, I know what it is here. I know what the life is here. And I respect the hustle and I'm proud to be an American. I know I'm so privileged to have this status, but damn, it sucks here, bro. it's not a life, like, because I've traveled so much, it's just not a life that is like full of richness. And I'm not talking about monetary value. Here, to enjoy a nice life, you have to be rich as fuck. And abroad,
especially in Miami.
Yeah, abroad, I live like a queen. I was getting like
with some shillings.
With $5. I was getting a massage for $2, 2 hours.
I got it.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I can't.
It really definitely makes you reevaluate what life is when you do travel abroad.
And you notice other cultures.
Because America, or wherever you live, wherever you grew up, is not the alpha and the omega.
No, well, they try to make it as that.
Yeah, but when you travel, it's like, wait a minute, wait, what?
It's so, and that's why I think that I don't really let things get to me so much. I mean, many people call me insensitive, but it's like, I know that this isn't all be all here for me personally.
I got it.
Like, if I ever need to leave or I don't want to do this anymore, there's an entire world outside of America.
I got it.
I don't have to be a billionaire to have a good life. Obviously,
and that's
you
a
want
misconception.
that.
That's a misconception that people or society basically paints, that you have to have all this damn money for you to live a certain life.
Here, sure.
Maybe, but other places, not quite.
You're good. You're good on a. And I'm not saying don't reach for the stars. Whatever your goals and aspirations are, do it. Like, but for me, I'm not chasing money. I'm not chasing to have all these great things. I'm chasing moments, and I'm chasing experiences. And that's what I want.
And that's something that you've learned to chase.
Yeah,
within your process,
within
right?
Process,
because the chi that I know from now is not the chi from years back.
How would you describe the difference? I definitely wasn't as vocal.
A lot happier.
Yeah.
You exude enjoyment and excitement and happiness right now.
Yeah.
Before, it was like, oh, I'm here.
I'm here.
Like,
I'm existing.
I'm existing. Yeah. Like, you're now you're living.
Yeah.
Before you're existing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just to hear that process from like where you went from existing to living is just so it's so powerful. Not only just to us, but also for for women that want to be in your position.
Yeah.
To just pretty much live that way. So speaking of that, is there any advice that you actually give your younger self, a person that you see that you see like the chi in them?
Yeah.
What advice would you give them?
Stop the self-doubt, man. I've doubted myself for so much, which is why I ended up in a relationship that wasn't really meant for me. But I thought it was for me because I wasn't confident enough in myself. And I just doubted myself so much. Like, and I still deal with it. But, like, self-doubt it's tormenting. And I feel like a lot of women deal with it,
Yeah.
A lot of women
be in bullshit.
Overthinking. It's
and
too much. We overthink
just
so
victimizing
much.
Themselves to the point where like you don't understand how much power you have. And once you actually revert that, things will be better.
But the thing about women, I feel like we must go through some of these really hard things to see what you see in us, or if my ex would always say I know what you need to do, you just don't see it. Because I need to go through it myself. And then you know what, I'm gonna see it, but like we must go through these things and then we'll figure it out. But we're not going to get to the place that we need to get to if you're just trying to tell us here's the route to take. We have to go through the bumps to get there. You have to, just like anyone in life. Your experiences make you who you are.
I mean, the bruises and the scars basically that you pretty much go through, whatever like makes who you are pretty much as a human being.
So I have a question for you.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, right. What's up?
Let's back to like when we met, we would have all these conversations about like our aspirations, what we wanted, the goals that we were working towards. And like with you, I just remember you being like, man, I just want my own place. Like, I just want my own place.
That was literally the only thing that was on my mom.
wanted.
Mom, I love you to fucking death, but I needed my own place. Like,
And so
yeah.
I think we kind of like, I haven't had like, this year we've had a lot of conversations.
Yes,
like we've
yes,
connected,
more conversations
than
Yeah.
usual. So I feel like I'm up to date with you now. But in that space,
Mm-hmm.
like, what happened with you from the last time I saw you to like this empire now?
Oh man, that's another interview.
Well, give me a synopsis.
I'll give you the cliff notes. Well, for me, I pretty much went through, me working, at the club, and going through that, and I was actually going through the process of really becoming like an entrepreneur. And after I pretty much became an entrepreneur, I was going through like the trials and tribulations of like, oh man, like should I like quit my job? Should I not quit my job? And then finally I like had the balls to quit my job. Then after that, it was, I'm the type of person just like you, just fall into the, the fire and just pretty much just rise like a phoenix.
Figure it out,
And just like, that's literally like one of my mottos is figure it out.
I like that.
I would say that one of the things that I really, really had to do was to fix me financially, fix me economically. And what I mean by that is that really cherishing and really just, honing in on the value of what money is.
Okay.
And after I did that, I realized, okay, for me to get my new place, what I had to do, I had to make sure I was making a steady and making my numbers, making a steady income, increasing and fixing my credit.
Oh my God, it's
that
so
was
important.
no. Honestly, to tell you the truth, that was it, Chi. Like fixing my credit, and
So that's where I'm at now.
okay.
That's the phase
and
I'm
we can
at
fix
now.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely point you. I can give you my, credit
your
physician
guy.
guy. Yeah, of course. No, for real. Like,
I need all your contacts. I was going to text you the other day. I need your healer. I need your.
Okay.
Like,
All right.
I need all your
you need
contacts.
everything. You know what? I need your life.
Yeah, I need your life. Okay.
Yeah. So honestly, with that and just support.
Yeah.
And just believing in myself, and just really realizing that I can do it, that's one of the components in me getting my own place.
That's so great, man. Credit is such a huge thing in America.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This is my freaking interview podcast and I wasn't expecting to be drilled. Che. But it's fine. It's okay. I love you. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. No, that's great. I'm actually for my question, my answers to your question really actually plays on to like, your story too, I feel that it takes some time and it takes other people pretty much to lift each other up. And
I love that.
the times when we spoke a few years ago back or whatever to now, me helping you and me giving you my Rolodex. Yeah, right? Which I got you. You know what I'm saying? It just, I think what I see in you now is like, I'm ready to accept help.
Wow.
I'm good, am I?
Oh my God. What?
Yeah, I see that now.
No
You are ready to accept help.
Yeah.
Listen, receiving help is one thing, but accepting the act of help is one. And yeah.
Wow.
That's why you asked me all this question. That's why you were actually comfortable in asking me that. Few years ago back, you wouldn't
I
have
wouldn't have
asked me.
said a
Never
word.
in a million years.
How do you know that?
I don't know. It's God's gift.
Oh my God, I would have never said a word.
Yeah.
Because I used to be so like, ugh.
I know. That's how Virgos are.
Everything
until
you get like, you fall on your face.
Fall on your face, and then, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, listen.
But yeah, I think that's one thing to take away,
Love
with
that.
the end of this the interview is to really accept help and realize that there are people out here, that are going to hurt you. There are people here, for people who are out here that are going to hurt you, there are actually people here that will help you as well too. So it's like for people that's going to help you, that's great. But, don't really worry about the people who's going to hurt you because that's a learning experience as well too.
Exactly.
You can learn from that and then that will actually pretty much gear you for more people to help you.
Even more.
So, Chi, before we wrap up,
Yeah.
this has been phenomenal.
I know, this is great.
Yeah, I could talk to hours for you, but
I know.
I can't. Sorry.
We got work to do,
Yeah,
right?
we have work to do. Now I do. Now all of a sudden I know we have work to do. But what's next? What's
Oh,
you know, I
what's
can tell you what's next.
I'm like, oh my God.
You said that you wanted to get into production,
I want to get into production. I'm
which
really,
we will work on.
yeah.
Yeah.
We have some things
Yes, ma'am.
coming up.
And what else? What's next for you? What's next for Chi?
Just building my brand. And it's so funny because I put a caption under one of my pictures the other day. Then I was like, I'm just, focused on building my brand. And some troll came on my Instagram like, what's your brand? I don't understand. This is
But guess what?
confusing. But you know what? I loved it.
Good.
I loved it
Good.
because I was like, I need this criticism. I need this feedback because this is someone that I have no clue about. And they obviously have followed me. And this is a real life question, So that's why I said, that's why I'm working on it and I need to grow it. But in a sense that I am my brand, I have a voice, I have a platform, I have so many things that I want to do, so many things coming up, so many topics, and just lifting, like you said, especially women. I think that I have a good platform right now to just do a lot of women empowerment work.
Yeah, of course.
And I want to dive into that community. I want to dive into the Miami community of artists, dancers, anyone in this industry to be vulnerable, to be open, and to really be their truth self.
Yeah, there's so much things that you went through within the last 3-4 years that you've been battle tested.
Yep.
And for you to come out the way that you did and to help out, future women or future people basically for the things that they personally went through or are going through like you're the perfect person for that.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy to hear that.
I'm the girl for you.
Yes. So Chi,
Thank you.
love you.
Love you too.
Before you leave, let's do some shameless plugs, Instagram, all that good stuff. The YouTube channel that you're about to relaunch.
My God.
Yeah, I'm about to put some pressure on you. I'm about to put some pressure on your ass. Yep, that you're about to relaunch. Yes, ma'am.
That's what I need. That's what I need.
Yep.
But listen, my Instagram is @its_just JUST CHI. So it's just Chi because that's my name.
I got you.
That's my name now.
Cool.
It's just me. My YouTube channel is coming, but it is under my first name, which is Chiquanna, CHIQUANNA Villines, VILLINES. So you can find me there.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. No. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
I'm so proud of you, really.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time, guys.